All right, guys, welcome to the INBF Canada Athlete video series. We have our figure masters champion from the West Coast Championships in Edmonton this past year, Jocelyn Gorzo, who's a teacher. She's an athlete who's been training for how many years now, Jocelyn?
Well, I actually only got back into health and fitness last August.
Wow.
I had kind of lost a piece of myself for a while there. And through my husband and his MMA training, I went, I got to keep up with this guy. So I started getting back into training again.
Well, you have an incredible, because that masters class at our show was huge.
Yes, it was.
There was I think 15 or 18 girls in that class, and you won that class, and you looked phenomenal.
Thank you so much. It was quite an experience. As you saw, I started bawling on stage, and it was just, I was so elated and happy about the experience and the people that you meet along the way. You know what this is all about. This is your family, and it's now a part of my family, INBF Canada, and it's pretty special, pretty special.
Thank you, Jocelyn. I have to say, when Roseanne and I saw you and Jason at the hotel that after the show, yes, your energy, I'm actually getting goosebumps actually right now. Your energy was so awesome, so positive. Yes. And I just really appreciate, I know Roseanne really appreciated that too. And that was a beautiful photo we got. But just the fact of just what you carry around, like you and Jason, you guys are really positive people. You're very active people, and those are good role models for, obviously you're a teacher. So, for the kids you teach, and obviously people that are, females that are trying to get, in the stage as well.
Absolutely. And, Jason's now 42. I'm nearing 40. And our big goal, it goes far beyond for me getting on stage or for him getting in the cage with MMA. It's about the journey along the way and vitality. And I want to be that 80-year-old woman that people go, whoa, how is she still going strong? And how is she positive? And if there's anything I can do in this world, like I do with teaching, I want to give back. I always want to give back to people. And I truly believe that people deserve the best of us and from us. And if we can do that in this world, I think you're going to have a pretty blessed and great life.
Wow. That was absolutely beautiful. So when it comes to teaching, Jocelyn, because you can tell you're a very good speaker, and that's natural in your abilities and your skills. What ages do you teach in school?
I'm actually a grade 4 teacher right now. So the ages range from age 8 till 10. Yeah. And they are just such special little people. I mean, what profession can you walk in each and every day and these little people say all these kind words to you? If you don't feel that energy and that passion from them, then I don't know what will give it to you. So I'm a big person of practicing what you preach. And when I say to children, hey, be a risk taker, go out and do things that make you passionate and what drives you. What does success mean to you? And you can fail, you can make mistakes, you can fall. But when I don't know, if you fall down 7 times, you get back up 8. And I feel that I have to live that life. If that's what I'm trying to teach and instill in these kids, then you've got to live it.
Wow. You should be a speaker. You've got a great ability to, present yourself and express what's going on in your mind. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I do have the gift of gab, my mother. I love to talk.
That's a good one. So here's a question. So you're a teacher, and then you're obviously preparing for a competition, a natural competition. You looked fabulous on stage. You looked amazing. So how do you balance teacher work, competing, being married to Jason? Do you guys have kids, by the way?
We don't. No, we just have a fur baby. We have Bogart, our dog. That's it.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. So take care of that dog.
Oh, well, I guess with balance, each show, I found my first show in May with INBF Canada. I was training after school, and I had a different trainer than I do currently. I switched trainers. You have to find someone that you have a strong connection with and that you 5,000,000% trust their direction, you trust their instruction, and that it's a partnership. And I found that with Michael Mazar from Krako's Health and Fitness. And he helps me build me up when maybe I'm having those days that I'm feeling a little low, and we just help each other out. And he fully believes in me and where I can go with this. And having that support network is really important. So I find with balancing the work, I now train at 3:30 in the morning. And I know it's weird, I know.
You're a machine. That's great.
Well, I guess I've always been a morning person, Matt, and I just found it was too hard after school. And I went, there's something peaceful and so calming about waking up in the morning and being one of the first people on the road and getting to the gym. And I see the couple familiar faces that are always there. So Ann and Bruce, hi. Big supporters of me at the gym and helping me through this adventure. And I don't know, I guess it's just finding that balance for you. It's got to be whatever fits for your lifestyle. And for me, it's getting up early and grinding for around 2.5 hours before teaching.
Well, this 3:30 time thing, this is absolutely incredible. I got to go back and ask you that question. So what time do you get up? Do you get up at like 2:30 or 3 then?
I get up at 3:05. My alarm hits and it goes off, it sounds, and I actually spring out of bed. I absolutely love everything about this process, or I wouldn't keep doing it. I'm now going into my 3rd show with IMBF Canada, my family, and I love it. I love everything that it brings to my life. I know there are a lot of people that don't understand that, how do you get up so early? I'm like, that's what works for my lifestyle. So for each and every person, you have to find the fit. And I go to bed really early though. I'm like a grandma.
What time do you go to bed?
I probably fall asleep, Matt, around 7:30 at night.
Well, that's okay, because I shouldn't say this, but because she's so embarrassed whenever I say this, but you and her can be friends. My wife's the exact same way.
I love it.
So, but she's always embarrassed. She's like, I don't want to tell anybody. I'm like, well, I guess you and Jocelyn can be friends now, because she's in bed by 7 o'clock. She's in bed.
She has a lot of energy too, doesn't she?
Yeah. She does, yeah.
We have to find for us high energy people.
I know. That's why you got your smiles from. It's like the 3:30 a.m. girl. But all of a sudden, supper time comes for you at 6, and you're probably like, okay, I gotta go to bed.
It's strange because Jason, my husband, he's an MMA guy, and when he goes to Dynamic MMA in Calgary, we have supper together. And basically, when he hits the road for his practice at night, is when I'm hitting the bed.
So Jason trains over at Dynamic, right? In Calgary?
Yes, it's in Calgary.
Because I think I know the guy over there, Dynamic.
Vince?
Yeah, I know Vince.
Oh, he's incredible. The energy on him. And my coach, Mike Mazer, he conducts boot camps every Saturday. It's MMA style boot camps. And we've now integrated that into my training regime. And Vince does it with us. And he's hilarious, Matt. If there's anyone who will boost you up and make you feel good, it's Vince. And again, that's my other family, is my Dynamic family. And I don't know, we all work together to help each other. And there's something powerful in team. So
you were just talking about you and Jason obviously is a mixed martial art fighter, and you train there probably more for cardio, right?
Yes, it's just every Saturday, Michael Mazar, he holds a MMA style boot camp. And so it's really just to engage functional motion and to get my metabolism really burning and firing up. And I find since adding this 1 day of extra training and having that team atmosphere, I mean, the people at Dynamic MMA have really welcomed me with open arms. I'm not a fighter. I have no MMA skills or abilities. And I work hard with them. And it pushes my health and fitness to the next level.
Wow. So when you prepare for a competition, like, are you doing like how much?
Right now, it's actually only 3 days a week, and I do 55 minutes each session. And I'm in fat burning stage. So I really am just on the highest incline on the treadmill and making sure that my heart rate is around 120, 130. And that's all I do right now, other than the boot camp. Now that just fires everything up, right? It's challenging. It's really challenging.
I love it. That is awesome. So now, right now, are you prepping for Calgary?
I am.
You are fantastic.
Yes,
awesome.
I can't wait.
I love that. So now, you're doing masters and you're doing open category, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. And you're going for that focus? Oh my goodness.
Am I ever? I am working so hard, and I look at each opportunity. Last show when I came second in open class, I was so proud of that, Matt. I mean, you really have to look at it. I look at the footage, I look at the pictures, and the first thing that my coach and I do, Mike and I look at it, we go, okay, what do we need to improve? What are the next steps? And it's exactly what I say to my students. You have to reflect on things. You've got to look at the challenges. What do you need to change? And what do you improve and make better? And the rest is out of our control. And I know that. I do not compete with all of those beautiful ladies on stage. I love them. I love hearing their stories. I compete with me. And what can I do naturally to bring my body to that next level? And then it's out of my control.
I love that. That is so powerful. That's a mindset that needs to be conveyed into our environment more, about that philosophy, that thinking process. And it almost sounds like you aren't even coming from ego. You're more coming from heart and passion and true
Absolutely.
intention.
I usually think I'm just, I'm a big goofy personality, that ego never plays a role in this. Do I love the blingy suits and all of that? Yes, I think that's fun. But like I always say, it goes far beyond that. So when a lot of people, when they didn't understand why I even got into this, they assume it's just the superficial and it's all about just how you look in that moment. I'm like, that's not it at all. It goes far beyond that moment on the stage. Yes, I'm a competitive person. I was big into kayaking as a young girl and then into rugby. And so I've always been an athlete. And I miss that part of the competition. But this time it's different. I have to train on my own. I have a different sense of team. But at the same time, I'm the one who has to get out of bed at 3:05 in the morning. I'm the one who has to drag myself to the gym and put my music on and get lost in that moment and to look and go, you've got this. You've got this. I've got to push myself every day. And I don't know, there's something powerful about this journey that a lot of people do not know about the world of health and fitness and bodybuilding.
Wow. So when you get up in the morning, do you struggle with that?
No, it's, this week was challenging with the time change, of course. So on Wednesday, I had to just stay in bed. I had to read my body and go, I'm not going to be an optimal teacher right now. I'm not going to be able to give them the best. So I just slept in that one day and made up for it another day.
And sleeping in is what time for you?
I slept in till, actually, that was around 5:30.
Okay.
The time I would have been training, I took that time to just get my rest.
Good for you. It sounds like you're coming from almost like a mode of detachment.
Mm-hmm. And I think, I don't know, it's just, you just have to enjoy every minute of it. And I think even throughout those challenges, there's something positive that always comes from it. Because when you look at all these athletes in the world, when I think of Michael Jordan, he didn't make it on his basketball team, and he ended up being one of the greats. So you have to find a way to push yourself, and people can help you along the way. And you need those support networks like my mother and father, Jason, of course, and my sister, and my friends, Erin and Leah. Oh my goodness, these girls of mine, they're just my soul sisters, as we call it. And Laura at work and Lauren. And without these people, Matt, I don't know if I would have the success that I feel right now, and how empowered I feel right now. I'm strong, and it's quite incredible.
Yeah, you can just tell the way you're talking right now, the way you're holding yourself, the way you conduct yourself, your energy. It's coming from a pure place. And when you're in a contest prep mode, coming from a pure place is so critical and important. It's you're going in there with an intention of being your best, but coming from true self, and finishing it. Not just I'm going to go compete and look good, but I'm going to work on this from a holistic approach.
Because it does. And I mean, now that Jason and I are midlife, as they say, we want more than that. We want to be able to feel great in longevity in life. We want to feel that we have strength. And throughout my rugby career, which was my main sport in life, I sustained a lot of injuries. And I find as I get older, a lot of those injuries are starting to creep up. And my right shoulder in particular, I injured back in 1995. Oh my goodness, that's so long ago. And I don't know, it made me realize that if I don't keep grinding and working hard, and you have to work harder as you get older. And
yeah. Oh yeah.
Right? Like, we have to push that much harder. And I don't want to be somebody who has to sit around. I can't sit. I want to be able to move and feel great.
Wow. So you got when you get up in the morning, so basically your routine is you wake up, you're at the gym, and then from the gym you go to work.
So after I finish the gym, I come home, I have my breakfast, and I have a little bit of downtime. I'm the kind of person that where I am so high energy for the most part, I have to recharge. And so for me, not going to the gym at a busy time is something that a high energy person like me needs. I need that calm before I get into my high energy, fast paced world of teaching. And I take it very seriously, my profession. I love those little kids, and I tell them, they know that. I tell them I'd adopt each and every one of them if the parents would allow me.
That's awesome.
But it's just, I don't know, it's a part of my lifestyle now that I love and I enjoy.
Wow. How many years have you and Jason been married for?
Well, actually, we're going to Mexico tomorrow, and it's to celebrate our 5th year anniversary together as a married couple.
Good for you guys. That's awesome. And how many years have you guys been together for?
Probably close to 10. Probably close to 10 years. Yeah. Wow. He's my best friend, best supporter, and you see at the shows. Jason's there behind the scenes with me. He knows that I'm a social butterfly, and I want to chat with people and friend people and get to know them and hear their journeys. But he also knows that I've worked tremendously hard to get to that moment. So he's there to keep me a little bit more focused. So he looks at the timing. He's the one who, he says, you have fun. You enjoy this moment, and I'll be the one to let you know when it's time to get your tan ready, to get your pump going, and when to hit the stage and to start motivating and getting me pumped up for the moment. And without him there, I'm almost getting teary because I just adore him. And I do not know what I'd do without him.
That is so awesome. I'm so grateful to hear that, And when is Jason going to go on stage?
On stage, you mean with body?
Have you guys ever entertained the idea of giving him some Speedos and putting them up there?
Yeah. You probably look pretty cute in them, but he's not giving any ideas there, Matt. We don't want No, it's oddly enough, Jason used to train to be a bodybuilder years and years ago. He was in the middle of a contest prep, and he severely tore his bicep. So he has quite the gap in his bicep, so he's never made it on stage.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
No way. So he transferred his bodybuilding training into MMA training.
Yes, which has completely changed his physique. When I first met Jason, he was a big burly guy, you know, probably around 220 pounds, and now he's probably around 180. And it's just, he now has a fighter's body. He's really changing. So we often joke, he's like, look at you. You're getting bigger and jacked, and I'm getting a little bit smaller. Yeah.
That's awesome. That is so, you guys have an amazing relationship. That's so cool to see.
I think it's important though. And, you know, it's really important to find those people that motivate you and bring you up. You know, you need to be around positive people in this lifetime.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. So with your trainer, Jocelyn, you know, sorry, your trainer's name was Mike?
Michael Mazar. Yes.
Michael Mazar. So when Michael is prepping you for your training, how many days a week are you working with weights? Because you said cardio was 3 days. So how many days
weight
is weight training?
Would be 4 days a week. So isolated body parts. So it could be a shoulder traps day, legs and glutes, then back and buys, and what am I missing? Triceps. So he has a really great routine that I go through, and we adjust it every probably 2 weeks is when we're kind of switching up, kind of igniting the body again, getting it, questioning what's happening so that we can kind of see that optimal growth and development.
So now, is Mike also prepping you on your eating and plan as well?
Yes, he really does. And what's amazing is that he always checks on my levels and how I'm feeling. And Mike has done a lot of research on women's hormones. And that was something that I love about him, is that he knows that training a female athlete is going to look very differently than training one of his male fighters and or a bodybuilder or just somebody that is looking for a lifestyle change. He makes sure that every person that he trains is a customized plan. It is not, you know, there are trainers out there that will just grab a plan and say, follow this, and there you go. You'll have your results. But that's not realistic. It's like teaching. Each and every single one of my children, they're different. And I have to adapt and change to who they are and what their needs are. So when looking for a trainer, and when I found Mike through Jason at his MMA training in Dynamic, he's a godsend. He's just incredible. I mean, the loyalty I will have towards this man and the friendship that we are developing and the partnership, that's what you look for. You need somebody who, he says, do A, B, and C, and I go, done.
That is so awesome to have that loyalty, trust, and, you know, that comfort.
Yes.
So you have Mike in your corner, and you got Jason in your corner. You know, he's there on show day and everything else to really keep you focused.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so I think that would be the big takeaway. You need that.
So with your, like, when it comes to mental strategy or mental techniques you use to really keep you focused, because you're very positive, okay? You're a very, very positive person. Love that about you. What do you do to stay that way and get that way, or just maintain that level?
Well, I would say that, you know, there are bumps along the way. There always are. And that's life. Life isn't perfect. And it's each year and each show that I compete in, I'm finding that I have new goals. And this goal for this show right now, although we know physically what I need to improve for the stage, I look something beyond there. And so my new goal right now is in particular looking at food. I've always had a very, I guess, a not so healthy relationship with eating. And I was always a very small child because I was so active. And so I never had to think about eating. But when I think back, I could polish off a big 2-liter of ice cream. Like there were some unhealthy eating habits that I've had and that I'm always battling with. And so for this show now, what I'm finding is that I'm really not looking at it as a cheat meal on the weekend, because it has to be a lifestyle. So I'm looking at it very differently in that when I have my, a cheat meal, it's not that. I'm no longer even calling that. It's just a lifestyle choice. And maybe it's on a Wednesday, maybe it's on a Friday, whatever it is, and just adapting to my life. And it's no longer, say, a big smorgasbord of I'm going to eat a whole pizza, which is ridiculous, but I've done it.
Wow.
I've done things like this. And I don't know. It's something, I guess that's what I always have to work on. I'm working on all the time the food, because mentally it can bring you down. It can really start to play mind tricks on you and mind games.
Yeah.
And so I've really learned to, no, it's not about having the pizza. Now Jason and I will make, we have what's called MyOp night. Make your own pizza.
Yeah. That's a great night. Hey, I got to ask you, because we make pizzas too. Do you guys make your own homemade pizzas?
We actually know. We buy the naan bread crust generally is what we buy. And then sometimes we do. If my little nieces come over, they're both around 4 years old, then we'll make special ones and get the bread maker out and all of that. But for the most part, it's just trying to make little changes, though, in our lifestyle and our choices that we make to, I don't know, live healthier.
I love it. Do you mind if I share a pizza recipe with you?
Sure.
Because we love this, because me and Jen are pizza lovers. So we found a way to have a very more bodybuilders pizza. So we buy whole grain pita bread.
Okay.
So we buy whole grain pita bread for $1.20. It's it's a real low cost way to make pizza. Yeah. And then we ground up either lean ground beef or ground up horse meat, lean ground horse meat. So we either one of those ways. And then we add on, there's fat-free cheese here in Quebec. You can buy fat-free, high-protein cheese. So that goes on top with all our vegetables. And basically we have almost literally a fat-free, well, I guess the meat has fat, but almost a fat-free version, but high-protein pizzas. And they're small pizzas. They're fabulous.
Oh, and you know what? And that's what it's all about. It doesn't mean that you can't have the things that you enjoy. It's about looking at ways to improve those nutritional choices.
Yeah.
Right? And you can do it.
So true.
It's not about going to, say, one of the burger chains. It's about making our own at home.
I love it. So on those days when you find that, you want to have that food here and there, what sort of foods are you eating? I'm just curious.
You mean on a treat meal?
Yeah, say a lifestyle meal.
Oh, yes, a lifestyle. I like that. I find Jason and I, he really he's so supportive, as you know, and he really tries to eat healthy alongside of me. And that goes hand in hand with his training as well and our lifestyle. But in particular, he cuts out things when I have to cut out things just to make it easier, mentally for me as well. And he knows he doesn't have to. Yeah. It's something he chooses to do. So we like having, our burger night. We'll get some nice lean bison and we'll make up some nice burgers together on a nice ciabatta bread. And, that's probably the really bad part of it is the bread that we're eating.
Okay, yeah.
Avocado and tomato and red onion. And we make now our own homemade fries. So instead of buying them from a package, we'll just grab some really fresh potatoes or sweet potatoes, cut them up, toss them in a little bit of coconut oil, little bit of salt and pepper, done. Beautiful.
Fabulous. Great ideas.
Yeah.
So you guys just move over to Montreal. Come over here.
I love that.
We'll make some Quebec cuisine. I remember this movie called Bon Appetit.
Oh, well, we're going to have to find a way to make a healthy poutine then.
If you know, I'd love to know.
Oh, I love the curds. Oh, yum.
Oh my goodness. If you came here and we had you, Jason, and poutine with Jen, I'd be like, you guys would probably go back with a couple healthy pounds. That's fantastic. Okay, so in your prep for Montreal, I'm going to Montreal right now. Yeah. In your prep for Calgary, how many weeks are we out there? We
We're 10 weeks out.
How many weeks?
10 weeks.
Oh wow, already 10 weeks. Oh my gosh. Okay, time is ticking on that.
Wild.
Okay, so with 10 weeks to go, and right now, are you when you prepare for your show? Yes. Do you plan on being prepared early for your competition or on the show day when it happens? Like, how do you prepare, or how does, I guess, Mike make you prepare?
Well, I would say that in my off season or the off time, I had a few struggles this time. I was deathly ill for over a month, and I found that really put my progress behind. So right now there's a little bit of extra little love there, we'll call it, a little fat that needs to come off a little faster. So we're kind of working on that. So I'm thinking leading up to the show where I had lost out on some time, we're kind of in fast pace right now, trying to get there a little sooner. So with that, we had to make some adjustments, but it's very doable. And we make sure that we're doing it very healthy along the way.
Fantastic. Yeah. And then Jocelyn, when you, because eventually you're going to get that pro card, you know, you're this close. Oh, so when that day happens for you, what is your future plans? Like what's your vision, I guess, as a fitness athlete? Like, let's kind of go there first.
Sure. And I am the kind of person, I dream big, I think big, because I feel that when you put limitations on things, then you're only going to go so far. So I like to think huge. And some people think that's a strange philosophy, but that's how I work. So I already have mapped out my next plan. So if this show goes well, my hope is that I'll be hitting my first pro show in Sacramento, California. And then thinking with Team Canada, and then thinking even bigger is that hopefully making it so that I can get to that November show in the world stage, right?
Yes. I love the dream big. That's excellent.
This is the hope, right? And like I said, I'll put in the efforts, I'll work as hard as I can, and then the rest is out of my control. And either way, as long as you've left everything, you've given it all that you can, Matt, you've got to feel good about that.
So true. And that's the most important part is, you know, to have that peace. And you can tell you have that, Jocelyn, is the peace to know that if you be your best, you know, you come show day, and that's really the most important. The trophy is a trophy at the end of the day. It's plastic, right? Yes. And what's more important is what you bring to the table for you, and you're happy and proud and grateful for that.
For sure. And, you know, if you can help some people and motivate them along the way, and that I never thought that things like this would happen, that people would be interested in my journey. I mean, it's only been a short time, but I'm so thankful to the people that, you know, if I can give back anything, if people see that, hey, here's a person that's a professional teacher, she's got this, you know, a career that she has to work hard at every day, and she's still finding the time to make this work and still have fun with her husband and seeing friends and family and finding that balance. And if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Okay, so here's a question for you, Jocelyn, because you obviously have the passion for fitness, yes, and you've got the drive to help people. You're a teacher, it's natural in your blood.
Yes.
So, like, do you foresee you expanding on your fitness into like a career business, side business, like something in there? Like, what do you feel with that?
I absolutely do. I actually, we're being a teacher, I have 2 months off in the summer, and, you know, we love learning teachers, of course. And so I'm thinking of taking that first step of getting my certificate so that I could be a personal trainer. And,
nice.
You know, where that goes from there, I'm not sure. But I definitely, even just to have the knowledge base and to learn more so that I'll always still have Mike. Because like most trainers, they have trainers of their own. And Mike and I will always have that connection. We're always going to be a partnership. And I don't want to lose that. But I also think in order to advance this health and fitness lifestyle that I love and am passionate, I need to learn more. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so if you can take the lid off of your dreams right now. That was dream. So if you can take the lid off of your dreams and you
oh, I just lost you. We were doing so well.
Right now. What's that?
Sorry, it says poor internet signal.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I should be able to. Okay, we're good now.
Okay, good. So I'm going to go back to my question here. So my question is if I'm going to take the lid off of your dreams right now. So there's a lid on top of it, the lid's off the dreams, okay? And as of today on, I'm going to ask the question, if there were no limits and there was, a potential that you could do whatever you want to do there, there never was a problem with resources or anything, what would you want to do with your fitness or make it a career journey, whatever you want to do? What would it be?
Well, like you said, I love to talk to people. I love to motivate. It's what I do each and every day with students. I would love to be able to take this platform to a higher level. And if that means mentorship or helping other people or getting out there and having seminars about positive thinking and frame of mind and how to overcome obstacles. And I think that's something I would love to do. I love giving back. And I think that it's a powerful platform that if people connect to you for whatever reason, that's pretty special in this world. And if I can give back, that would be what I would love to do. Love to take this health and fitness to the next level.
Can I make a suggestion for you, Jocelyn?
Yeah.
Because I'm getting on the edge of my seat right now. I'm getting kind of excited. But you're good with kids, right?
Yes.
Is it your passion? One of your passions?
Oh, absolutely.
So what I'm seeing out of you is, it's just my vision. I'm seeing just the energy you're kind of portraying in this message is you love motivating people. You're really good at speaking. You're great at helping people overcome their boundaries. And I've always seen that one of the limiting issues in society is youth and where they go with their fitness goals or training goals. And I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there, but you could be a forefront leader in really impacting youth, right? In whether it's schools, high schools, and going in there as, a professional, right? Inspiring these people, young women, make the right decisions, young guys, all that kind of stuff,
I would love that. And Matt, it's funny because last year, one of the teachers asked me through my health and fitness if she had a girls group. And within that, it was about instilling good qualities, positive thinking. And she said, Joss, you're a health and fitness girl. Can you come up with a presentation? And she knows as well that I always struggled as a kid. I never had confidence. I was an outgoing person and people always perceived that to mean that I was confident. And I wasn't. I was always pushing. I guess I was always worried about what people thought of me. For whatever reason, I have these beautiful parents who instilled great qualities in me. But at the same time, there was something about me that always felt that I wasn't good enough. And I was always trying to get better and trying to seek approval from people for whatever reason. No idea why. But as I get older, I'm starting to see that being a risk taker and being a woman that is strong and goes for things is so powerful. And so I spoke to this group of grade 8 girls, and it was so incredible, Matt, to see their faces. And most of the people know Mrs. Gorzo as being, the hyperactive teacher. And they probably would never think that there was that side to me that, I still to this day, there are days that I wrestle with, are you good enough? There are days. And I think that's just part of life and learning how to overcome those moments that you don't always wake up feeling great. But it's like I tell my students, the mind's a powerful thing. You have to trick your mind. So if you're having a bad morning, I find just even saying to my students, hey guys, I don't feel great today. In saying that, it's freeing, and I end up having a spectacular day because you change your mindset, and it's so powerful. It's quite powerful.
I love it. You are on the cut. You are literally on the cutting edge, Joss, of like really sharing that message. See, the beauty of what I'm hearing you say is, like you said, you have those two. You can be the hyper fun, social butterfly, but you can also be the very serious, powerful, inspirational kind. And having those two sides and being to change back and forth so effectively is a skill. And you probably had to master that over the years through teaching. So when I see you talking to me, I can tell you got music inside of you that you haven't even used yet. And you really, with there's a lot of kids out there that make wrong decisions. You know it, right? And you look at what, the girls you spoke to, you mentioned the grade 8 girls and how that I'll never forget that moment that they were with you and they listened to you speak. And you think of all the other youth out there that are making the wrong choices on taking drugs, taking things shouldn't be taking, or, eating disorders, bulimia, anorexia. And it's like, you're out there doing it the right way. And your mindset in how you prepare for a contest is beautiful. I wish more athletes were like that. Like you have your head on straight and your values are right there. You got a solid relationship with Jason. Your life is balanced. Those are things that people need to hear from you because you're living it. And that's why I put in here living the natural athlete lifestyle, because I've always sensed that area of you is that you have a natural lifestyle that's balanced, but you're also very positive. So I'm just sharing, this is kind of off the call a bit, but yeah. It's me, kind of my coach coming out of me to give you some love and support to help you with your journey, right?
I love that. And you know what? And Matt, it's true though. I've always felt that from INBF. From the moment I went to that clinic, to the posing clinic, and I met Leo and Roseanne and Carrie and everyone, there was a different feeling there. It was a different vibe than I can't speak from experience as far as other places, but I don't know if it's always like that. I don't know if it's always as warm and welcoming and people truly getting to know the athletes. And that's something Jason and it was a takeaway. And being I try to be a positive person. And with that energy though, I take it from other people as well. So meeting all of you and being around these athletes and not feeling any cattiness or anything negative, there's something empowering in that and something that's inspiring. It makes you feel good. So I'm like, why wouldn't I keep doing this? Why would I go to another federation? Why would I go to another organization when I have something beautiful here? And I love it. I love it.
Jocelyn, thank you so much for saying that. That really meant a lot. Wow.
It's true.
Thank you.
True. And Matt, I'm not the kind of person who would just say it if I didn't feel it. And I also wouldn't keep coming back if I didn't feel that. And I tell people this, I'm like, it's different. I was like, and you can't understand what it's like unless you've been there, unless you've been through it. But if it's not through INBF Canada and getting on the stage, you have to find something that motivates you. You have to find something that makes you happy, no matter what it is. If you love working with your hands, and if it's with clay, or you're a strong reader and now you get into a book club with other people, you have to find something that you love.
The more you speak, the more I'm like, oh, Joss has got this. She's just got music ringing over here. But this is great. You're getting me inspired listening to you speak. And the beautiful thing of this is that we're talking a little bit off training, which is great. I love this open, honest, like deep connecting conversation. I think people want to see this kind of stuff, and the true inspirational spirit of what being an athlete means, And what you've just mentioned, like I'm touched right now. Like this has just been phenomenal. And like the more I see you, the more I experience you speaking, Joss. Like whatever music you have inside you, you got to keep going for it, girl, because you got something. And I know teaching obviously is a passion of yours, but there's definitely more inside of you that you can tell is ready to go out.
I often laugh and say I'm a late bloomer. I often take a while to really come to that realization, but this time around, Matt, I don't know if it's with age, and with age comes a little bit more wisdom and experience, but I really do go for things now. I no longer worry so much about what everyone thinks, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that I've got to live a life that's true to me, and I feel everyone needs to do that. And there's always going to be people that don't understand you. They don't get you. But that's okay. That's all right. You just keep moving forward. And, you just have to find the good in yourself and just treat people well. That's life.
So true. Yeah, exactly. And live your passion. Live what you want to live. Jason, is now doing martial arts. He's living it. And it's funny because you as a couple, so I noticed this too, because you're both doing something that you really enjoy and you love, the couple's enhanced. The relationship is deeper. if Jason was doing something he hated to do, he probably wouldn't come back and be the man he is to you, and vice versa. So because you guys are following your hearts, and you're going to have a deeper relationship, more love, more connection, everything else,
it is
right?
True. I agree with that, because I would never in a million years ask Jason to stop doing pursuing his passions. And he does the same. We know and we value that each other. We need something more. We need something beyond our profession. We need something beyond our relationship. It all comes together full circle, of course. But at the same time, we still need something that's for us, that we feel that we're doing something that gets us excited. What revs you up? What gets you wanting to jump out of bed every morning? What makes you want to wake up and not just sit around and watch mindless television, right? I mean, there's easy ways to go through life, and there's passionate ways to go through life.
I love it, Jocelyn. Well, we have to run this call up here, Jocelyn. This has actually been the longest interview that we actually have had. And I'm just like floored, because I can keep going on here. I'm just loving this conversation. So is there anything you want to add on, like before we end our interview today?
I think the big thing would just be, instead of, we often say, believe in yourself, believing that you can do something. My husband often says, know that you can do it. Don't believe you can do something. Know you can do it. And I don't know, I think that there's something really rich in that. And don't be so afraid to take a risk, to be silly, to, you know what? You may not be successful, but you don't know until you try. And success is measured in different ways for each and every person. So find what makes you excited. Find what gives you passion and drive in life. And if you haven't found that yet, find some people to help you to locate that inner motivation, and just live a true life. That's all you can do. Be you.
That was powerful. You should totally be on the stage, right? You should be introducing yourself. You're so good.
I go that far.
This is too much fun. I just want to sit and talk to you a lot. So that's awesome. So, well, I'm trying to end this, because this is the end of our interview, and I'm like, I want to just keep this thing rolling. I'm sure everyone who's going to watch it after will be like, this is the funniest one we've ever seen. You said some.
I'm originally from Newfoundland there, Matt, so.
Oh, that's why. No one.
And I grew up in Nova Scotia, so it's funny. I don't know. I find our culture we tend to be a little out there sometimes.
Well, Charlotte's from Newfoundland, Leo's girlfriend.
Yes, I know. We got that.
So you got, yeah.
I told him. I said, she's good stock, that one.
You Newfoundland girls are hilarious. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna go to Newfoundland now. I'll call you over there. Yeah, come over here. I do hear in Newfoundland, though, is this true, that like everybody has like an open door policy, like everyone's open, and is that normal?
Yes, and so now I was only born in Newfoundland, lived there till around the age of 5, 6 years old, and then we lived in Nova Scotia. But it's part of my heritage. I'm very proud to be born there. But they're similar to Nova Scotians in that, people will, like when I go back home, back out east, it's incredible. I remember one day I was looking for a printer, and a lady just stopped me. I was just, no, girl, you need to be looking at this one. That's not one. That one's not good. It's kind of crap. In Calgary, these things don't happen to me. I love Calgarians, but I don't know. I find it's a busier lifestyle, maybe. A little bit more rush and keep going. That back home, it's a little calmer, and people will just stop and chat with you.
Wow, I love that open. It's like just the energy of just being in a kind of a homey, open place, right?
Oh yeah, and they'll feed you well too, Matt.
I'm gonna like fast for 7 days.
You would have to.
Well, actually, we have somebody on here, Chris Ripka, and he says, "How do we connect with you guys? Are you guys, Chris? Are you meaning INBF Canada, Chris? Because if you are, you can go to inbfcanada.com. Actually, Jocelyn is one of our top athletes. She won one of our categories last year in Edmonton. So we our second show going into the third show for INBF. So is that kind of what you mean, Chris? And if so, you can also connect with Jocelyn or I on Facebook as well. Mine's Mathew Park, WNBF Pro, and Jocelyn. It's Jocelyn Gorzo and Jocelyn Marie, correct?
You got it. Yes.
Excellent. So, well, there you go. Yeah. So, Chris, you'll have information there. Actually, we can also always put my name in the bottom here for you too, Chris, and then Jocelyn.
I love this blab, Matt. This is really neat.
This blab?
Yeah, it's really neat.
It is. If Wi-Fi works.
I know.
That's a Newfoundland. Maybe I'm in Newfoundland. They have no technology over here.
Newfoundlanders have technology.
Oh, I love it. As long as they make pizza over there. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, they do lots of good things. You'd have to have, though, their fries and dressing and gravy. Oh
wow.
I know it's devilish, but it's so good.
I'm not sure what to call the title of this interview. Is it going to be like Newfoundland food / lifestyle / motivational speaker, athlete? There's like so many topics. I love it.
It's been great.
Yeah. Oh, this is so good. Well, here we go, guys. So we just finished off an amazing, the interview has just been fantastic. I think with, Jocelyn Gorzo, who's going to be a WNBF pro soon one day, and won the figure masters category last Edmonton show in 2015, and now is going for the Calgary show here in May 28th over in Calgary, Leo and Charlotte show as well. So we're looking forward to having her and seeing her on stage and motivating more people and inspiring more girls out there. And hopefully we'll see you on a stage one day speaking, Jocelyn, to these youth over there and motivated them.
Oh, that would be incredible, Matt. That would be the dream. Yep, absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, though, for having me today. It's been great fun.
It's our pleasure, and it's a pleasure to have you on, Jocelyn. And if you guys want to find her online, you go to Jocelyn Gorzo or Jocelyn Marie, correct, on Facebook, right?
Absolutely.
What's Instagram, and do you have any more social profiles as well? How can they get a hold of you?
No, I know I'm behind in the times, I think. I have to get an Instagram account. My husband said he's going to help me with that. But as of right now, I don't have one. But it'll probably end up being Jocelyn Gorzo once I get that started.
Fantastic. So Facebook is where you can find Jocelyn. And if anybody wants to get a hold of her, head over there and Facebook message her today. And well, if you want to come watch her, come to Calgary and see her on stage. You got it. So sign out of here, guys. We're going to wish everyone an absolutely fantastic day. Thanks for joining in the INBF Canada Athlete Series with Jocelyn Gorzo today. Have your guys an absolutely epic day. Take care.